All right, you guys should know my name's Joe Arroyo, your coach, and I'm making this video to share with you this time block sheet, which by now you should have a copy of in your email and print it out. And what you'll see here is there's a series of blocks that are different colors, and I want to explain to you how to use this because it's very important that you use this every single work day that you're working, because there'll be a lot of accountability tools, accountability uses between you and I over the next couple months. If you do this right, then what you'll have at the end of 3 months is you will have built the ability to spend between 15 to 20 hours a week focused on your key primary business building objectives, your one thing objectives, your essentialist success list, as we call it here. And you start stacking up box after box after box, and week after week after week into a couple months of focused efforts and objectives towards hitting a single goal, which is ramping up your production, and you're going to see phenomenal results. So I've developed this over the last couple months and have been using it for myself. I've always had trouble with really quantifying the quality, not just the quantity, but the quality of my effort in individual time blocks to achieve objectives. And this is the first system that I have found that makes that happen for you. So let me explain real quick what a block is. Each one of these blocks represents 25 minutes. 25 minutes of focused work time. And because I want to make sure that I know what focused work time is and what 25 minutes actually looks like, I have gone out and I bought a timer. And I knew I was going to keep it for a while, so I wanted a high quality timer. And I set it to 25 minutes, and you should be able to hear the ticking. That ticking noise, while very annoying up front, actually is the very noise that draws you back into focused production, focused activity, every time your mind starts to wander away. And if you remember in the One Thing book, every 14 seconds we have a new thought. So we have a lot of opportunities in a 25-minute block to wander, right? You start to wander, I hear gentle ticking. Oh yeah, I'm in a time block right now, get back on task. And a time block for 25 minutes is indivisible, okay? So I can't pause this thing. There is no pause button. I can't say, oh yeah, I forgot to get a cup of water, let me pause it. It doesn't work that way. I can't say, oh, I need to use the restroom real quick, or I need to check my email, or take this phone call, or any distraction whatsoever is not able to be accepted when this clock is ticking and you're working on a focused time block. And that's what makes it so powerful, is that it helps you clarify, again, the quality of the effort you're putting in. Once it rings, you get a 5-minute break. Okay, so each one of these blocks counts as 25 minutes focused activity and a 5-minute break. If you're feeling like rock star for the day and you are totally focused and zeroed in, you can stack up to 2 25-minute blocks in a row for a total of 50 minutes of work and then take a 10-minute break. So that's if you are totally blowing away and focused. I'll share with you though what happens most times. Well, I probably get 2 or 3 of those, 2 or 3 double blocks as I call them. I feel great when I sign off on them. I probably get 2 or 3 of those a week. What happens most of the time is around minute 19, I'm like, holy smokes, how long is this thing left? I can't focus anymore. I look at it, I see I have 6 minutes left, and I'm like, all right, I can do 6 minutes. And I finish my block. So once I do 25 minutes, undivided, no distractions whatsoever, if I accept a distraction, the block is void. If I try and get to minute 23 and then take an incoming phone call because it's that client I really need to talk to, guess what? The block doesn't count. Why is that? Well, it's about the integrity of the block, first of all. Second, it's about training your brain to be able to focus for 25 minutes without going monkey brain on you and taking distractions all over the place. What I found is after a while, my brain now knows how to spend 25 minutes focused without being all over the place every couple of minutes. It's pretty incredible. You got to train your brain to do that though. So that's a block. Every time you finish one, you sign off on it. The success list. You'll see on your sheet you have written above the lines here, the essentialist success list. And let me tell you what that is. That is not your to-do list. In fact, if you've read The One Thing or the book The Essentialist or the book Made to Stick, you'll know that very often your to-do list is the opposite. It is the 80%. It is the opposite of your success list. This is your focused success list for the week on what actions you could actually count as dollar productive activities. Those actions that if you did them, everything else would be easier or unnecessary, right? So like in the real estate business, business development and lead generation, if we go out there and make 75 contacts voice to voice, we know statistically speaking that will result in one closed transaction. We also know that we'll get between 8 and 10 people who we can put into our database from those 75 contacts. And that database, what does that do? Makes everything else easier or unnecessary if we actually nurture it, because over time it will produce incredible results. So that would be a green time block, 25 minutes of focused activity on doing your business development or lead generation. Makes sense? So the success list for the week then, let's say I know I want to do 50 deals in a year, and I'm just doing simple math here for you. Let's say I want to do 50 deals in a year, and that means I need to talk to 75 people a week. Well, then my essentialist success list, one of those is going to be to have made 75 voice-to-voice contacts, and I'm going to sign off on as many 25-minute blocks as I need to make sure that 75 happen. My next one would be I want to make sure I add 10 people out of those contacts to my database. And so, again, I'm focusing these green time activities on getting those 10 people added to the database. Pretty powerful. And then let's say I know that I'm really lacking on the quality of my listing presentation. I need a pre-listing package because that's the standard in the market that you're operating in, and you need to really improve the one that you have. Well, then after your voice-to-voice, belly-to-belly contacts and your database is done, then the very next one could be, now I'm going to spend green time, focused, priority time on improving my listing package. Make sense? Good. Thank you for the feedback. So, gosh, I cracked myself up. So that's my success list for the week. It's one focused effort at a time. It's not something that you're hopping all over the place on. Does that make sense? Success list. Okay, great. Now, you'll notice there's more than just green time blocks. We have other energy systems here that we're working on. You'll see spiritual space, exercise, task processing, and green time. And so I want to break those down for you briefly. Spiritual space is, for me, it means I get up, read the Bible, read a book on whatever it is that I'm reading at the time, make sure that I spend some time in prayer and meditation before I get on with the day, because it helps me get grounded and to get a level of energy I can't get from anywhere else. And having worked with you for so long, I know that the same is true for you. When we don't feed our mind, when we don't feed our soul, we have an energy system that is seriously off, and we start to lose calibration on where it is that we are and why we're doing what we're doing, right? So you want to make sure you get that in. You sign off on it. Spiritual space is not necessarily a 25-minute time block. Call it 10 minutes for you if you want, but standardize it. Make it 10, make it 15, make it 50. Whatever it is, make it a block that'll work for you.